Hello again, folks. The temperature reading on my phone currently says -4. And so I thought, well, what a great time to play with some stamps. And so I came down here and I started flipping through this old album of mine. And it got me thinking about what I love about the hobby of stamp collecting. I've always known that it's a combination of three of my favorite things: history, art, and collecting stuff. So that nexus has always been really special to me. I just love those three things, and stamps embody all of it. And as I was flipping through this album, it occurred to me that there's a fourth piece to philately that I love and that I want to devote some time to on this channel. And that's the power of stories. Many stamps tell a story, from the person who put it on an envelope, what were they sending in the mail, to the person who collected them into albums and put them lovingly into a collection like this. That person tells a story through their collection. And then there's the stories behind the stamps themselves. And that's what I'd like to focus on a little bit with a new series on my channel. I will probably cleverly call something like Stamp Stories, or some iteration therein. And today I'm going to focus on a story I discovered in this book that I know absolutely nothing about. So this is U.S. Scott Catalog number 956. It's a 3-cent stamp from 1948. It's called For Chaplains. On it, it says, "These immortal chaplains." And then on the upper right, it says, "Interfaith in action." And the picture on the stamp has 4 young men above a sinking of a ship. And for the longest time, that's what I knew. I had seen this stamp many times, found it fascinating, and, this is what I knew, just the image on the stamp itself. This book, like some postage stamp albums, includes a little bit of a description. And so I'll read it quickly. It says, "For Chaplains and SS Dorchester." So this is the SS Dorchester. "Issued to honor the 4 heroic chaplains who died proving that men of different faiths could live together. The chaplains gave their lives rather than deprive other SS Dorchester men from being rescued." I then looked at the Scott catalog, and in the Scott catalog it says the 4 Chaplains issue: George L. Fox, Clark V. Poling, John P. Washington, and Alexander D. Good. The 4 chaplains who sacrificed their lives in the sinking of the SS Dorchester, February 3rd, 1943. So that is the beginning of the story for me. That is what I know. And given the fact that it's really cold outside, I thought I would learn a little bit more about these 4 heroic men. The SS Dorchester was a passenger steamship built by the Newport News Shipbuilding and Dry Dock Company in 1925. She was designed to hold 314 passengers, 302 in first class and 12 in steerage, along with a crew of 90, and mostly sailed the coastal trade route between Boston and Miami. When World War II erupted, the SS Dorchester was converted to a troop ship and fitted with additional lifeboats and life rafts, as well as 4 20mm guns, a 3-inch 50 caliber gun fore, and a 4-inch 50 caliber gun aft. She entered service in February 1942, crewed by many of her former officers, but not Jack Kerouac. Kerouac had served as an officer on the SS Dorchester, but he'd recently left the ship to return to Columbia University and play football. In 1941, the United States had built an air base in Greenland, codenamed Bluey West 1. Thousands of planes used the air base as a refueling stop on their way to the battlefields in Europe, and a hospital was built on the base that would provide care to many wounded from the invasion of Normandy. On the evening of February 2, 1943, the SS Dorchester was carrying 902 servicemen, merchant seamen, and civilian workers to Bluey West 1 from its base in Newfoundland. She was escorted by Coast Guard cutters Tampa, Escanaba, and Comanche. Sleeping alongside the servicemen were George L. Fox, a father of 2 and 42-year-old Methodist minister from Pennsylvania; Alexander D. Good, a 31-year-old father and rabbi from Brooklyn, New York; Clark V. Poling, a 32-year-old father and Dutch Reformed minister from Schenectady, New York; and John P. Washington, a 34-year-old Catholic priest from New Jersey. Around 1 o'clock in the morning, the German submarine U-223 sent a torpedo into the hull of the SS Dorchester. Its boiler exploded, and she sank in about 20 minutes, but not before the 4 chaplains did everything they could to get men off the ship, even giving their own life jackets to others. Private William B. Bednar later said that he, quote, could hear men crying, pleading, praying. I could also hear the chaplains preaching courage. Their voices were the only thing that kept me going, unquote. Some survivors recalled seeing the 4 chaplains bracing against the deck as the SS Dorchester went down, their arms linked together, praying. And that is a very abbreviated version of the 4 chaplains story. How amazing. There is much, much more to their story of valor. Please see the links in the description of the video if you're interested in learning more. And thank you for watching my first stamp story. I hope you've found it as inspiring as I have. If so, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. It does mean a great deal to me. And until next time, take care.